of the things that I love about WCS is one is that our administrators model walking with God. And I want my kids to see that. I want them to have people in their lives who rub shoulders with them, who walk with God, and who pour truth into them. And that happened at WCS. I grew up in the era of women's lib when it was just starting. And I was going to do something besides being a secretary or a teacher or a nurse. And I was going to be a doctor. And I even started college majoring in pre-med and liked it, but actually I became a believer when I was in college. Got turned on to walking with God, and somehow God got a hold of my heart and turned it around and said, this is what I want you to do, and I'm going to teach you. Oh no, I didn't want to do that because in Christian schools, you know, it's the greenhouse thing where the kids get the Bible all day and then they hear it and then they aren't excited about walking with God because they hear it all the time. And I was thinking I wouldn't want to do that. Then when we got to the point where our kids were in school and they were in public school, we began to think about, Allie, who's influencing our kids? Who's spending the time with our kids during the day? Who's pouring into their lives? And do we trust these people? And that was the point that we began to think about Christian education for our kids. And once we got our kids in WCS, I realized that this is a place that I would really like to work. You know, I love to get my kids excited about science and history. I want them to go away wanting to learn more. I want them to leave my classroom and go to the library and get books. And I want them to explore more on their own. And that gives me great satisfaction. But really my greatest satisfaction comes when I see the kids later, I see that they're walking with God. You know, as much as I want to teach them and to teach them well, I really want to prepare them for life. And I want to teach them to know and love the God that I know and love. And that's my biggest, hands down, blessing. For me personally, I've been teaching in the mods since they were built, 27 years ago maybe, and I've taught well there. I mean, they've served us really well. God provided them for us at the right time, but their time has kind of come to an end, and I think it's time to move on. I would be excited about being in a classroom that had real walls and safety measures maybe that I don't have in the mods. You know, I teach science, and there are certain experiments and demonstrations I don't do with my kids just because I don't feel like they'd be safe in that environment. For 27 years, we've kind of been two schools. We have classrooms in the newer building, and we have classrooms in the mods. And you know, we don't see the other folks over there very much. And I'm excited about having a time when we're all together as one staff again. But I think I'm excited about the plans. I'm getting older and I kind of look toward retirement, but I keep thinking, gosh, I can't leave until this is over. I want to see this through. I want to see this happen, and I want to be part of it.